Welcome to Election Night 2020. Tonight we have the Senator from the great state of Pennsylvania, Bob Casey, versus the incumbent President of the United States, Donald Trump. It is now time for the 7 p.m. poll closings. Out of the state of Vermont, Bob Casey is the projected winner of their 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of Kentucky, Mitch McConnell's home state, 8 electoral votes will land in the Trump column. Out of the state of South Carolina, the Palmetto State, 9 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Indiana, Vice President Mike Pence's home state, 11 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Now in the state of Virginia, it is too close to call. Donald Trump has a 1% lead with 16% of precincts reporting. And out of the state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes at stake, too close to call. The difference is 3% between Bob Casey and Donald Trump. And on the current electoral map, Donald Trump leads at 28 electoral votes to Bob Casey's 3. It is now 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we can now make a projection. Out of the state of West Virginia, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 5 electoral votes. No surprise here. Out of the state of North Carolina, a Trump state from 2016, is too close to call, 15 electoral votes at stake. And out of the state of Ohio, it is too close to call. Casey has an 8% lead, impressive. However, only 2% of precincts are reporting. And on the current electoral map, Donald Trump is still in the lead with 33 electoral votes to Bob Casey's 3. It is now 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a huge new batch of poll closings. Out of the state of Mississippi, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 6 electoral votes. Out of the state of Alabama, Donald Trump will carry their 9 electoral votes. Out of the state of Tennessee, 11 electoral votes will land in the Trump column tonight. Out of the state of Oklahoma, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 7. Out of the state of Missouri, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 10 electoral votes. Out of the state of Illinois, Bob Casey, the projected winner of their 20 electoral votes. Now out of a Trump state from 2016, Bob Casey's home state, 20 electoral votes from the great state of Pennsylvania will land in his column tonight. Out of the state of Maryland, 10 electoral votes from the most Democratic state in the Union, Bob Casey, the projected winner. Out of the state of Connecticut, no surprise here, 7 electoral votes will go to Bob Casey. Bob Casey will also carry Delaware's 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of New Jersey, 14 electoral votes will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes from Elizabeth Warren, his running mate's home state, will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes are projected to go to Bob Casey. Out of the District of Columbia, the most liberal part of the United States, Bob Casey is the projected winner of their 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of New Hampshire, a much earlier call than in 2016, a swing state now projected to go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Maine, 3 out of their 4 electoral votes will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Maine's 1 electoral vote from the 2nd Congressional District is too close to call. Bob Casey has a 3% lead. Out of the state of Florida, a very contested swing state, a state that Donald Trump handedly won in 2016 against Hillary Clinton, 29 electoral votes at stake. Bob Casey is leading by 2%. And on the current electoral map, Bob Casey now taking the lead with 102 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 76. It is now 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We can now make a projection out of the state of Arkansas. The state of Arkansas will go to Donald Trump 6 electoral votes. And on the current electoral map, Donald Trump has 82 electoral votes to Bob Casey's 102. It is now 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We have another huge batch of poll closings. Out of the state of Michigan, a flip from 2016, a much earlier call, Bob Casey the projected winner. Out of the state of New York, 29 electoral votes will land in the Bob Casey column tonight. Out of the state of New Mexico, no surprise, 5 electoral votes will land with Bob Casey. And out of the state of Texas, the second biggest prize in the Union, Donald Trump the projected winner. Out of the state of Kansas, 6 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of North Dakota, 3 electoral votes, and its neighbor state, South Dakota, will go to Donald Trump with another 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of Nebraska, all 5 of their electoral votes are projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes from the most conservative part of the United States, Donald Trump the projected winner. And out of the state of Arizona, 11 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump, a much earlier call than in 2016. Out of the state of Wisconsin, it is too close to call. Donald Trump leads by 5%. Out of the state of Minnesota, it is too close to call. Donald Trump has a small lead. Out of the state of Colorado, it is too close to call. Bob Casey has an impressive 6% lead. And on the current electoral map, Donald Trump now taking the lead with 159 electoral votes to Bob Casey's 152. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for a few projections. Out of the state of Montana, Donald Trump is the projected winner of their 3 electoral votes. Out of the state of Iowa, a much earlier call than in 2016, the state Barack Obama carried both times, yet Donald Trump carried in 2016 will land again in the Trump column tonight and keep its Republican values, 6 electoral votes. Out of the state of Utah, a very conservative spot of the United States, projected to go to Donald Trump. Now to the state of Minnesota, Bob Casey is a projected winner of their 10 electoral votes. Out of the state of Maine, the 2nd Congressional District is now projected to go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Nevada, it is too close to call. Bob Casey has a lead of around 100 votes, and on the current electoral map, Donald Trump maintains his lead with 174 electoral votes to Bob Casey's 163. It is now 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We can now make projections from all the states in yellow. Out of the state of California, House Majority Leader and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's home state, 55 electoral votes will land with Bob Casey tonight. Out of the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes. The progressive movement is very strong in this state. Will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Oregon, 7 electoral votes, as expected, will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Hawaii, there's no contest here. The Bob Casey is the projected winner of their 4 electoral votes. Out of the state of Idaho, Donald Trump's victory, 4 electoral votes. And on the current electoral map, Bob Casey now taking the lead with 241 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 178. It is now 12:34 a.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for state calls from the states of Wisconsin, Virginia, Georgia, and North Carolina. Out of the state of Georgia, Donald Trump the expected winner of their 16 electoral votes. Out of the state of North Carolina, another big swing state, 15 electoral votes will land in the Trump column tonight. Out of the state of Wisconsin, a big flip from 2016, 10 electoral votes will go to Bob Casey. Out of the state of Virginia, 13 electoral votes will land with Bob Casey tonight. And on the current electoral map, Bob Casey is now 6 electoral votes away from being elected president, and Donald Trump is behind at 209 electoral votes. It is now 1 o'clock a.m. and stand by for a call from the state of Alaska. The state of Alaska will go to Donald Trump, 3 electoral votes. Now to the state of Florida, a huge swing state will land in the Trump column tonight, 29 electoral votes. And on the current electoral map, Bob Casey still maintains his lead with 264 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 241. It is now 1:13 a.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for calls from the states of Nevada and Colorado. Out of the state of Colorado, Bob Casey is the projected winner of their 9 electoral votes. Out of the state of Nevada, Bob Casey will pick up their 6 electoral votes in a decisive victory, and that means Bob Casey has surpassed the 270 needed to win, and that means Bob Casey will become the next president of the United States. Bob Casey has surpassed the 270 needed to win and now is President-elect Casey. He will go on to be the 46th President of the United States. And to recap on our electoral map, Bob Casey winning over 270 electoral votes at 279 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 241. It is now 3:14 a.m. Eastern Time. We can now make a projection from the state of Ohio. President-elect Casey will carry the state of Ohio, 16 electoral votes projected to go to him. This is a decisive victory and a huge flip from 2016. And on the electoral map, President-elect Casey has 297 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 241. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys like this new theme. This was a spin-off of the 2016 MSNBC theme. I originally was going to do it how it portrayed on the TV screen, but I liked how they had a building in the background and it looked really nice in the theme. And please subscribe for more content and click on the left and right to watch more election night videos, and of course subscribe in the center. Comment notification squad if you're early to my videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.